Go ahead and just get started. We're going to come onto the floor like we usually do. And once we're on the floor, we're going to find a nice seated position. Always remembering we can have our leg out, sit cross-legged, on a block if we have one. Rolling the shoulders up, back, and down. Lifting through the chest. If we're comfortable, we can close our eyes. Taking a nice deep breath in through the nose. And exhale through the nose. Just allowing ourselves to get comfortable in whatever position we are taking. Taking some nice deep breaths. Slowing our thoughts down. Allowing our body to become a little bit more in charge of our thoughts as opposed to our mind in charge. A couple of more nice deep breaths and then we're going to add movement. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose. We're going to go ahead and take another inhale, lifting our hands all the way up. Maybe we look up to the sky. We exhale, bring our chin down, our hands to heart center. Doing again, nice big inhale, rising on up. Exhale, come down through heart center. 2 more times, big rise up, reach high, inhale deeply. Exhale, bring your chin to chest. 1 more time. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, come down through heart center. Let's go ahead and inhale those hands all the way up. Go ahead and clasp your hands together. Point your index fingers to the sky. And then just lean over to the right, stretching out the side body. Inhale all the way back up. And exhale to the other side, making sure both of your butt cheeks stay down on the mat. We can close our eyes, but we're reaching far up into the sky. Exhale, right side. Inhale, lift. And exhale to the other side. All the way back up. Exhale the hands down. Go ahead and take your hands either on your hips, or you can place them behind you, or you can interlace the fingers behind. We're going to pull our elbows towards one another. We're opening up the chest. We're looking up to the sky. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, bring the hands all the way to the front. Interlace the fingers, either together or crossing the hands over. Tuck the chin and arch your back. We're going to flow through this pattern. So inhale, open up, either hands on the hips behind you or clasp. And then exhale, reach those hands around, curve the spine, and reach. 2 more times. Inhale, big chest opener, interlace the fingers, look up at the sky. Exhale, reach in front, round the back, pushing the palms together. Last time, inhale, lift. Exhale, reach. Then just let those hands float down by your side. Roll the shoulders up, back, and down. We're going to do a little bit of a twist, so take those hands and push them all the way out to the side walls. Roll the shoulders back, lift the chest, take a big inhale, and we're going to turn to our right side. So inhale, exhale, and turn. All the way back to the center. Inhale. Exhale to the other side. Big twist. Back to the center. Inhale. Exhale. Twist. Inhale. Exhale. Twist. Come back through the center. Inhale the hands all the way up. Exhale the hands down through heart center. And let's make our way onto our mats. Our hands are underneath our shoulders. Our fingertips are spread nice and wide. Our knees are underneath our hips, our toes are tucked. And we're just going to do a couple of barrel rolls here. So we're going to inhale all the way to the top, a nice cat stretch here. Let the head hang, give it a little shake, press into the fingertips, press into the toes. Then we're going to bring our ribs to the front. So bring it towards your camera. Then exhale down into cow. Send your ribs all the way to the back and then pull them up. We're going to try that again. To the front, down, around, and up. Adding the breath, we're going to exhale to come down, inhale to rise up. If you want a little bit more, bend the elbows as you come down, bring the chest towards the mat, and then inhale back up. Exhale, round a big circle, and then back up. Let's do that 2 more times on this side. Down, around, and up. We're waking up our shoulders. We're using our core for stability. Down, around, and up. Shoulders roll back. Head just shake it out. Toes are still tucked. Belly pulled up. We're going to do it on the other side now. Inhale all the way up into your cat. Hold it here and just feel the stretch. Maybe we want to wiggle a tailbone. We're pressing into the fingers. Our shoulders are away from the ears. Then we're going to take it around to the side. Exhale to the back. Dropping down. You can use the elbows if you want. And then press it back up. So exhale to the back. Inhale to the front. And around. Let's do that a couple more times. Exhale, inhale, exhale, going at your own perfect pace, pressing through the fingertips as well as the palms. Let's do one more for good measure. Down and around and back up. So shoulders should be feeling pretty good now. We've still got our shoulders rolled away from our ears. Our knees are underneath our hips and our toes are tucked. From here, we're just going to lengthen out for our spinal balance. We're going to take our back leg, take it out, front hand, take it out. If we're ready to lift off, let's pull the bellies in and reach, toes point down, fingertips straight ahead, look down at your mat. Now that we've got the belly pulled in and we've got the stability, we're going to pull the knee and the elbow into the chest. And then we're going to send it straight back out, kick through the heel and reach for the fingers. 2 more times. Exhale. Inhale. Just warming up the body. Exhale. And reach. Now if you're stable here, bending at the knee, reaching around with that front hand to find your toes or your heel or your ankle. And then once we've found that stability, we lift up and press our foot into our hand for our first little back bend. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep your foot in your air. Place your hand down. We're going to pull the knee right up into the chest and place it down in front of us. Okay? So we've got a 90-90 here. If we need something under the knee, go ahead and put something under the knee. From here, I want you to walk your hands forward and lean on in so that you're lengthening through your hip flexor. Once we've got that, we can do a couple of things. We can place both of our hands down and then walk ourselves to the inside of that foot. Okay? So my hands are now on the inside of the foot and they're just forward of that foot. If we're good to go, we have the balance on that right hand, the back hand. The front knee lifts up. Okay, again, if we need something under that knee, go ahead and do it. We're just stretching out. We're going to reach behind and see if we can find those toes. Bigger, deeper, intenser work for your quad and opening up through your hip flexor. Hold it here for 4, 3, 2, let go of the foot, place the hands down on either side of the front foot, toe down, push back into your downward facing dog, and let's walk out the dog. We should feel that one of our legs now is starting to feel a little different than the other one because it's gotten a different stretch. We're going to even that out. Pressing the heels towards the back of the mat. They don't have to touch. Fingertips spread nice and wide, and then just let the head hang. Always, 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 I'm holding my head up when I'm in downward facing dog, and I don't need to. So I constantly remind myself to let my head go. We don't need it. And then we just make sure we're stretching out through the backs of the legs by pressing our heels back, but we do not have to ever have a straight leg. Let's go ahead and try our first chaturanga before we move to the other side. Let's inhale to come forward. I like to exhale and go down to my knees for the first one, just to make sure my shoulders are prepared. Feet flat on the floor. I do a baby cobra, but if you're already ready to do full cobra or up dog, feel free. And then tuck the toes. I push back into child's pose to downward facing dog for the first one, or you can go straight into down dog. Now that we're back in our downward facing dog, let's go ahead and just pedal out our feet again, making sure our calves are nice and getting stretched. Let's go ahead and do another chaturanga if it feels right. Otherwise, just stay pedaling the dog and just let the head hang. Inhale to come forward. Knees or toes. Exhale, lower down. Elbows brush the ribs. Feet flat on the floor. Maybe a full or baby cobra. Exhale, child's pose to down dog or right to your down dog. Let's do that one more time at our regular tempo. You choose whichever way you'd like to do it. Inhale to come forward. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, push back. Let's all meet with our knees on the mat. Hands underneath the shoulders. Give them a roll out if you need to. Remember the options, fists for wrists, or rolling up the mat a little bit so that our wrists can be a little bit higher than our fingertips. Shoulders roll back down, and we're going to kick out the front leg this time. Once the front leg is kicked out, we can slide our pinky along the floor, or we can lift straight up out. We're pushing our toe down towards the ground with the energy through our heel, and our middle finger is reaching out in front of us. Roll the shoulders back and keep a nice long spine. Spinal balance here. Exhale, come in. Inhale, reach out. Exhale, in. And then reach out. Do that 2 more times. Exhale. Really feel the energy as you push through the heel and the middle finger. Last time. We're holding the stability through our shoulder in this posture. Your wrist, your elbow, and your shoulder are stacked. Make sure you're strong in the shoulder girdle, and then you can bend that front leg, reach around with the back hand, and find the toes or the crease in your ankle. Once we've found that, we can press into the foot, lift up a little higher, root down through all the fingers, and breathe for 4, 3, 2, leave the foot in the air, place the hand down, pull the knee into the chest using your core, pull it right on up, and then place the foot down in front of you so that you've got your foot firmly on the mat. Walk those hands out a bit and you're going to get the hip flexor stretch. Okay, so now I've got my knee just past my toes, walking the hand on the inside of the foot, and just making any adjustments I need to. Okay, so go ahead and make any adjustments you need to. If you need to put something under the knee, you're going to root down through that front hand, and you're going to bend that back knee. Once you've done that, see if you can go ahead and grab onto the toe or onto the top of the foot. And then you're pulling the heel towards your bum. It's going to get you a good quad stretch. The more you drop your hips in, the more you're going to get your hip flexors. So again, these are big, deep stretches. You don't have to go too far because it's just warming up. A couple of more breaths here. We're going to release the foot down. Walk the hands on either side of that front foot. Take a giant step back to downward facing dog. Option to chaturanga or just to rest. Inhale to come forward. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, push back. All right. We're going to get off of these hands now by coming into some of our vinyasa flows. So let's go ahead and get our right foot all the way up high into the sky, our first three-legged dog. Put the fingertips into the mat, grip on, let the head hang. We're going to pull the knee into the chest. We're going to look between the hands, drop it down. Back heel drops, and we're going to come into our first warrior one. So come on up. Drop the shoulders down, knees stacked over the ankle, and we're sinking into this posture. Once we've got this one done, we're going to take the front hand and we're going to bring it down. Okay? And the back hand is going to come around. We're going to bring them both down and then we're going to lift them up together. Okay? So one goes forward. So your front hand goes forward. Your other one goes back, down, and up. A little bit of play. Down and up. One more time, down, around, and up. You're going to lean all the way forward. Now you've got your nose just about where your toes are. We're going to do the same thing here. You're going to bring your front hand forward. Your back hand goes to the back. Both come down to the mat. Maybe they touch, and then you bring them all the way back up together. Exhale, down and around and up. You're leaning forward, so it's much more work. Two more times. Exhale, down and around and up. Last one. Down and around and up. Go ahead and place those hands down. Take a step up to the front of the mat. Soften the knees. Roll the shoulders back and down. Inhale to a halfway hold. Exhale, forward fold. Two more times. Inhale. Exhale. Last time. Inhale, shoulders away from the ears. Exhale, down. We're going to come all the way to standing. So inhale all the way up. And exhale through heart center. We're going to inhale the hands all the way up. We're going to come into our first chair. So we're going to soften our knees. We're going to pull the belly in. And we're going to bring our thumbs to our chest. Sink your butt back and down. Put the weight into your heels. And pull up your toes. Once we've got that position, I want you to lift your right heel. So the back heel. And we're going to switch. So it doesn't matter which one you've lifted. Now we're going to switch it out. Stay nice and low, drop a little lower if you can, and then switch. 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 Two more times. Switch. And switch. Both heels down. Get as low as you can, where your knees are just forward of your toes, your shoulders are back and down. And then trying to keep our bums exactly where they are, lift up onto those toes. Huge quad work. Balancing on the toes, using all the stabilizer muscles for 4, 3, 2, hands come down, heels come down, take a step back with one foot, take a step back with the other foot, chaturanga or rest, inhale to come forward, exhale lower down, inhale rise up, exhale push back. Hopefully we're feeling good. We're waking up the shoulders for sure. Go ahead and walk your dog, grab some water, maybe take a breath or two in your downward dog or go to your child's pose. Wherever you feel the need to be today. When you're ready, you're letting that head hang. You're lifting the back leg up high into the sky for your three-legged dog. Pull your knee into the chest as you exhale. Look between your hands, step, walk, guide it down. Back heel down. Warrior one. All right, so we've been here once before. We're still working the shoulders. Shoulders drop down. Send your hips to the front of your mat. If you need to step in a little bit, go ahead. But we want to make sure we're not on the diagonal, we're straight up. So now that we've got this going on, we sink deep into our legs to work them and stabilize. Strong warrior. Take the back hand front and the front hand back. Okay, we're still trying to keep our hips squared to the front. Bring them around, up, and they meet at the top. Let's do that 3 times. Exhale, down, and around and up. Really big work for your shoulders. Lots of joy coming in. Do it again. Down, around, and up. If you really want to challenge yourself, we do it with our eyes closed. Down, around, and up. All right, so sink into that knee. It's going to get harder because we're going to have to use our core as we lean forward. Lean forward. Your nose is past your toes or in line with it. Lots of load on that front leg. Moving the arms now. We're going to bring that back hand, front hand all the way back. We're going to drop both of them down and scoop them up and around. Go ahead and do it. Down and out in front. 2 more times. Down and around. And in front. Last one. Opening up. Reaching forward. Placing the hands down. Take a giant step up. Inhale to halfway hold. Exhale, let it go. Oh, that worked my quads quite a bit. Front of the legs. That's why we stretched them out a little earlier. Inhale. Exhale, let it go. If you're ready to come to standing, inhale all the way up. Reaching up to the sky. Interlace the fingers. Let's bend to the front. One side. Just lean all the way over. Bring it up. All the way over to the other side. Bring it up. Exhale the hands down. One more time, rise them all the way up. Soften the knees and swan dive down. Take a step back with one foot. Take a step back with the other foot. Option for a chaturanga, or you can rest. Inhale to come forward. Exhale, lower down. Big inhale to rise. Exhale, push back. All right, let's go ahead and come to those knees. Hands underneath the shoulders, shoulders back and down. We're going to do a little bit of a twist here. So I'm coming to the front of my mat. That way I have room to be on the mat. Shoulders away from my ears. And we're going to kick out the back leg. So it's on a diagonal to the mat. And then we're just going to open up onto the side. No big deal. So we can do this with our knee down. We've got our wrists and our elbow and our shoulders stacked in line. We pull the shoulder girdle back to stabilize, and the top hand is risen. Okay? If we want an extra challenge, you can come to the blades of the feet so that you're on the sides of the feet. Anytime you need to, drop down that back knee. If you're here and you want to reach up over your head and lift your side body up a little bit more, you're getting a side bend and you're working your under abs, your side obliques. And then we're going to allow ourselves to pick up that top leg. Remember, you can have that knee bent and on the floor, the bottom one. Pick it up and hold here. Side star for a change. Normally we're doing a standing star. 4, 3, 2, put the foot down, come back onto a plank, kneeling or holding a plank, and then push back into downward facing dog. That's challenging for the shoulders, a lot of work for the shoulders today. Walk your dog out, take a seat if you need to. We're going to do this on the other side, and then we're going to start to put things together. So we can go ahead and come into a plank, kneeling or full plank. Then we're going to stabilize by coming onto the sides of the feet or dropping that knee down, and then lifting and stacking. We're making sure we're nicely stacked here. Lots of work for the back and the shoulders, so pull the blades together, lift up. If we want the challenge, blades of feet, holding here, lots of work going on. And then if we found stability, we can lift up that top leg, reaching up over our head and sending our side ribs to the sky for 4, 3, 2, foot down, hand down, push back into downward facing dog. Let's go ahead and lift up the front leg, pull the knee into the chest, step, walk, guide it, place it down. Go ahead and drop the back heel, lift up, warrior one. Now, we did this earlier. We're going to pull our hands behind our back, either on our hips or pulling the hands here. And we're going to take a dive. So go forward and bring your nose to the inside of your knee. Again, if this is too much, hands on hips are always the option. We're going to take this right into a reverse warrior. So let those hands go, pull them in front, and come on back. Let's swing it through a couple of times. Exhale, reach. Inhale, float it up to the back. Exhale, we reach with our hands up. And then we inhale, float back up. One more time. Come down here. Hold on to the hands. We're going to reach into our back bend, all the way to the back bend. And then we're going to exhale to our warrior two. So open up the stance a little bit more. Roll the shoulders back and down and reach the fingertips. Once you've done that, lean on into it. Really get that front quad working. Reverse this warrior. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, elbow finds the thigh, reach over your head. One more time, reverse this warrior, float it. And then let's exhale, come down onto the mat. Now, if we're in a practice to bind, we can go ahead and take that top hand and bring it behind. If we're good to get underneath and hold, we can. And let's try our bird of paradise, because that's a fun one. We're going to hop up the back leg. 1, 2. So my toes are now pointed directly to the mat on the side, and my hands are clasped. You can always use a rope or a towel to hold in between. And then we lift up that front heel. Heel lifted. Try and balance on your one leg. So we're lifting up that toe. If we can lift up the toe, we can put it down again, readjust, lift up that toe. Lots of core work. We prepped for it and opened up the shoulders so we can come to standing. And then we might be able to point the toe up high. For 4, 3, 2, let it go down. Once we've released it, go ahead and come to the top of the mat and shake it out. Ooh, that is a challenging pose because it opens up the shoulders, so I really want to do shoulder work and get these quads going. So, now that we've done that on one side, we got to do it all on the other side. So let's inhale those hands all the way up and exhale, come down. Go ahead and inhale, rise. Exhale, come down. One more time, nice big inhale. Let's swan dive this one down. So soften the knees, take a dive all the way down to the bottom of the mat. Step back one leg, step back the other leg. You can do a chaturanga here, or again, take a breather. Inhale to come forward. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, push back. All right, walk your dog, settle on in. We got the other side to do. So what we're going to do is take that back foot high up into the sky, reaching, lengthening through that front leg, let the head hang. We're going to exhale, pull the knee into the chest, look between the hands, step, walk, guide it. Drop the back heel down. Inhale, strong warrior one. Again, lots of opening for the shoulders so that we can actually get into that bind later on. So what we're going to do is sink on in. We're going to reach these hands behind us, nose to knee, interlace the fingers, and come on down. Now I can go a little bit deeper. I can almost get my head now down onto the mat. That might not be for everyone, but if you can go deep, feel free to go as deep as you can. Inhale, rise up, clasp, and pull back. Exhale, dive forward, clasp. Inhale, rise up. It's strong through the quad and down through the toes. Exhale, reach. Humbling your warrior and then bringing it back. Let's do that one more time. Huge work for the back, definitely for the legs. The legs are huge workers for our body. Takes us everywhere we need to go. Lift it up, and we come into our warrior two. Whew. Nice work. All right, we're in our warrior two. We're pointing our fingers. We're rolling our shoulders back. We're pulling the core up, zippering through the center, and then we're reaching all the way forward. We're going to reverse this warrior. We can look up at the hand, and then we're going to exhale, elbow finds the thigh. We never have to go further than this. If we're ready to do it again, inhale, reverse. Exhale, try and come down to the floor. Okay, we can just stay here. We can make any adjustments with our legs. We want to have our shoulders stacked upon one another. Top hand comes and reaches behind. Bottom hand comes through and we find a bind. Again, grabbing onto either a towel or anything else that we want to if we can't get the hands to connect on this side. Hop the back foot up a couple times so that the toe is pointing to the side of your mat. Lift the front heel. Slide the toe in towards your body. If the shoulders are talking to you, just stay here. If you've got good stability and core, you want to try and lift up, go ahead and lift up to somewhere into standing. If we've got standing and we think that our hamstrings are good to go, we can point the toe. It's the back of the leg that might be tight. And we hold here for 4, 3, 2, 1, and we can bring it down. Let's release it out. Let's bring our hands down to the mat. Take a step back with one foot. Take a step back with the other foot. A chaturanga if you need it. I'm going to take a break. Inhale to come forward. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, and push back. All right. Let's go ahead and take this all the way down to the mat for some back work. Once we're here, we're on our bellies. Go ahead and grab some water, do what you need to do. We're going to take this to a nice little bit of work for the lower back. First, we're going to lift up the front leg. My knee is right off the mat. I have my hands down and I'm able to press into my fingertips to lift the leg using my butt muscle. Place that one down and do the same thing on the other side. You're really squeezing your butt, your pelvis stays down. Lifting and pointing through the toe, almost like the energy is shooting out your big toe. And then we put it down. Go back to the first one, lift up and squeeze butt. Come back down, and the other side. No problem with that one. Place both the feet down. We're going to walk those hands out now, and my fingertips, my pinky tips are on the ground. Roll the shoulders back. Toes are on the mat. My knees are lifted. So I'm pressing so much into my toes that my knees are lifted and I've engaged my butt and my quads in the front of the leg. With that engaged, I'm going to just lift up the front hand and give a little bit of a twist. Okay, so I can almost see under my armpit, yeah? Bring it back down, exhale. Inhale and lift the other side. You don't have to lift your hand near as high as mine. And then back down. Inhale, lift front arm. Reach through those fingertips. Squeeze your butt, press into the toes, knees are off the mat. Come down. One more time on the back. Lift it up. And bring it back down. Okay. Take a breather. And we're going to put the two together. Now when we walk, we usually walk with one arm swinging out and the other leg going. So if you can picture yourself either skiing or walking or doing any of those motions, you have to use your back for this. And this is what's going to make us stronger for it. We're going to use our cross slings. It's going to be in an X shape. So what I'm going to ask you to do is toes on the mat, fingertips, your pinkies on the floor or on the mat. We're going to lift up our chests. We're going to lift up our back leg. So squeeze your butt, point the toe and knees off the mat. Then the front hand comes off and we tip. So back leg, front hand. Now we're going to switch it in the air, bring it and switch it and look at that hand. Exhale, switch, inhale, lift. 2 more times. Exhale, inhale. Exhale, inhale. Exhale, inhale. Last one. Go ahead and twist it. Place it down. Whew. Take a breather. Lots of work cross slings across the back. So think about all of the times that you're walking and having to run. You're strengthening all of those muscles. We sit a lot, I sit a lot, and I don't get to strengthen them near enough. Okay, once we've done that, we're going to be able to move on for one more. Means that everything is going to lift together. So, toes, push them into the mat. Lift the knees off of the mat, squeeze your bum. Lift your chest, pinkies on the floor, and when you're ready, lift everything up together. Lift it all up. Once we've got this lifted, pull the knees into a bend and bring your elbows into your ribs. Reach forward, pull back, exhale, squeeze, get those knees high off the mat if you can. Reach forward, fingertips can touch. 2 more. Exhale, pull. This is total posterior chain. Reach forward with the exhale. One more time. Pull and hold for as long as you can for 4, 3, how high can you get those knees? 2, elbows into the side. 1, release. Tuck your toes, hands at your shoulder. Very slowly, push back into child's pose. All of that work, we're just lengthening out through the spine now, and it should feel absolutely delightful to be in child's pose. Nice deep breaths. Grabbing some water, rolling out wrists, maybe doing a little shimmy side to side, whatever you need to do right now, go ahead and do it. All right, so we did some side hovering. We did our warriors. So we're going to put that flow together now. So no worries, do what you want to do what you can do, modify where you need to. So when you're ready, hands underneath the shoulders. Roll the shoulders up, back, and down. Pull the belly in, tuck the toes, and let's go ahead and come into our downward facing dog. Shake the head out, no worries, we're all good. Let's take that front leg high up into the sky. Let's go ahead and pull the knee into the chest, look between the hands, step, walk, guide it down. Drop your back heel, warrior 1. Exhale, dive forward, pull the hands behind. We've done this before. Inhale, rise it all the way up. Exhale, dive forward, reach, clasp. Come all the way up. One more time, dive it forward, clasp the hands. Hands can be on hips, or if we've got the hands clasped, we're lifting up our back heel. We've got strength in that front leg, and we're ready to pop up into our warrior 3. Hold it here for 4, 3, 2, 1. Sweep the hands all the way to the front. Holding here. Try to hold the balance. Tap down if you need to. Now we're in a full lean position. Your back hand stays front. Your front hand goes to the back. And then we wind them around. Give me a big wind. Oh my goodness. Let's try that again. One more time. Reaching around, down, almost losing balance. And then place the hands down on the mat, bend the knees, and drop down into a lunge. Whew. All right, take a step back. We're going to do a chaturanga or just rest. Inhale to come forward. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, push back. Back into our plank. We can drop to our knees. We're going to root down through that front hand, and we're going to come into the side hover. Knee can drop and stack it up. Once we've done that, we can choose to maybe go to the blades of the feet. We're going to lift up that front leg. Keep the hand high in the sky, and see if you can bend your top knee and find your foot. If you found your foot, your ankle, grab it
and bring it to the front of the mat and place it down. Now we're back in the lunge. Okay, don't worry if we haven't got it, just come back to the lunge. We're going to do it on the other side. All right, so now we are with our hands at the front of the mat. Walk them to the inside. Drop the back knee down. We're going to roll the shoulders back. Pick up that back foot. We're going to reach behind and see if we've got a little bit more stretch now. We can pull in to the bum. If you've got balance and the knee is okay, reach on forward and sink onto those hip flexors. For 4, 3, 2, hand down, other hand down, tuck the toe, hands on either side of the front foot, take a step back, and hold here. Just walk it out. It's a difficult flow that we're doing, and it's one that requires us to have a lot of strength and get into these legs a lot, okay? Let's go ahead and lift the back leg up. Remember, take a break when you need to. Pull the knee into the chest, look between the hands, step, walk, guide it, place it down. Drop the back heel, warrior 1. Putting everything together. Exhale, dive down. Clasp the hands or just hold the hips. Inhale, back bend. Exhale, come on down. Inhale, up. Last time to dive down, either holding here or clasping on. We have the weight in that front foot. We can start to peel our back heel off, come up into our warrior 3, holding here. Now my leg is compensating. I can see all my muscles in my feet starting to shake around. That's level 1. If balance isn't there today, don't worry about it. It could be because of not enough sleep, maybe not enough liquid. Balance is going to be different all the time. Let's go ahead and reach these hands forward. Once you've got them forward and you feel like you've got stability, let's try the shoulder work. Bringing your back hand all the way behind. Then we're going to wrap them around. Bring them up and around. 2 more times. Up and around. You're trying to get your arms to do something they don't normally do while you're bouncing. Reaching around. Holding here. Placing the hands down. Take a step back and you're back into your lunge. Okay, now that we've got our lunge here, we are going to take a step back with the other one. We'll go for a chaturanga if you need to, or rest. Inhale to come forward. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, push back. We're going to take it to the star, so into the plank. Back hand stays down, twisting onto the feet or dropping the knee. Okay, we're going to hold it up here. So my knee is down. I'll show it from the knee version on this side. We're going to lift up that back of the top leg. Then we're going to reach, bending the knee to try and find our leg. We can either hold onto the calf, the shin. We can go into the ankle, or if we can find the foot, because we have flexibility, we take that foot and we put it back to the front of the mat. Now that we're here, hands on the inside, lift up that back foot. Root through that front hand, reach around through the back, and find the foot, pull the heel into the bum, and lean forward. Okay, so really stretching out the front of the leg. We spend a lot of time on hamstrings, but we don't spend a lot of time on quads. If we've got this one, you can go ahead, walk the fingers forward, or lean on in and hold for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hand down, foot down, hands on either side of that front foot. Take a step back. And let's just walk it on out. Go ahead and walk those feet towards the center of your mat. If we want to cross at the feet, we can. And we have a little sit down. Whew. Lots of hard work today. Big work for the legs. So if we were looking to get a lot of work into those legs, we accomplished that. We also did a lot of work for the shoulders. Let's get a little bit more into the back, and then we'll call it a class. So we're going to come down onto our mats. Again, only when you're ready. No worries if you need a little bit more time. We're just rolling down onto the mat.
Feet hip distance apart. Shoulders relaxed, and just shake out the head side to side. Palms face down. Now that we've got that, we're able to walk our heels a little bit closer and lift up into our first bridge. So no problem with the bridge. Chin to chest. We're watching our belly expand. We're squeezing the butt cheeks and lifting the hips high into the sky. And then let's slowly roll back down. Once we've done that once, we can make any adjustments we need to and come back up again, holding here. So much love for the back. Again, a lot of our work gives us a forward fold, not a back extension. So come on back down. I'm going to ask you to do a little bit more hip work. So we're going to come all the way up. And once we've stabilized here, if we need to at any time, just put the butt back on the mat. But we're going to lift our front leg up. Okay? We're stabilizing through our hands and we're pressing up our chest. Chin to chest. Our hips are trying to be squared. We can see that through our rib cage. So once we've got that, we can go ahead and take the knee and pull it into the chest. Take it out to the side, drawing a circle with that knee. Tap the toe down and then pull it back into your chest. Okay, we're going to do that 3 times. So all the way out with an inhale, tap the toe. Exhale, pull the knee into the chest. 2 more times. Circle it around, drive through, and then exhale. 1 more time. Your circle doesn't have to be big. Tap the toe down, pull into the chest, and place your body back down. So a couple of things were working. Your butt on this side was working completely to keep your hips up if you were able to stay up on the hips. Your core was locked in because you were pulling your knee forward and backward, and your hip was getting a rotational movement out to the side when you were drawing the circle. So 3 things happening here. Also, your jaw probably came into it. So shake out the head. Again, whenever we're doing something strong, I tend to grip down. Maybe not so much for other people, but for me, I always seem to get that jaw involved. So just try and relax it. A couple of breaths here. We're not worried about the other side. We're not worried about anything else. We're just breathing and enjoying the moment. Walking those heels a little bit closer to our body, making sure we're on our mats in a very comfortable position. Shake out the head side to side. Again, if you're comfortable at any time closing the eyes, you really get a good feel for the body. So let's go ahead and close our eyes and just lift up into bridge and just notice how we feel. Check out the jaw, make sure the jaw is relaxed, upper body's not doing anything. It's all in the butt and the lower back. Exhale, lower down. Anytime you need to open up those eyes, you know you can, but I have mine closed. Inhaling back up. Holding nicely here, making sure our hips are squared. If we're good, we're going to lift up that back foot. Hold it here. What we're going to do is exhale, squeeze it into your chest as much as you can. A little scoop around, tap the toe down, and then pull it back with the exhale. Let's do it 3 times. Inhale around, keep the hip up, tap down, exhale. Inhale, tap down, exhale. Mind the jaw. Around to the side, tap down, really root through that stationary heel. Last time, exhale, roll it around, pull it in, lower everything down, and let's just let those knees fall to one side, and then fall to the other side. A couple more times, just letting it side to side. And then we can take these feet, cross them at the ankles, hold on to the knees, and then we can tuck the chin. I'm going to rock and roll up to seated. Do what you got to do to get yourself back up to seated. Whatever you're doing, know that it's right for you. No judgment, no worries. Some days rocking and rolling just isn't for us. All right, let's take it to the lovely shoulder stretch. We did a lot of work for the shoulders and for the back, but we're going to take it to the lovely shoulder stretch. So let's go ahead and lie on our mats, making sure we have enough room. And we're going to reach our hands out nice and wide, okay?
No way I can do any of it.
Shoulders back and down, and your feet flat on the floor.
Again, if we feel any kind of pinching at all, we don't want to go any further. But we're going to slide our front hand to our shoulder, and our back hand is in line with our shoulder, and our fingers are reaching out.
Yeah, she's weird.
Once we've done this, we're going to push into the hand, turn onto our side, and walk our hand that's behind us all the way back so that we're on our side, and we can hold our stability through that front hand. Okay, if we're feeling any pinching here, roll back onto the belly and don't worry about it. But we can roll onto the side until we feel a stretch from pec minor and into the shoulder across the chest. Should feel nice. Once we've done that, we can put our head down either on a block or just down onto the mat. If we want a little bit more, we can take that front foot and place it in front of the knee, and then we have a little bit of ability to push into that foot to roll us back a little bit more. If we're good here and we already start to feel the sensation in our shoulder, then we don't want to go any further. But if we do have a little bit more flexibility in the shoulder and we're comfortable, we can take our foot behind our knee and allow the knee just to fall towards the back of your mat. Couple of little breaths here, again, just feeling that wonderful stretch across the shoulder. If you start to feel any tingling in the fingertips or you feel that the arm is falling asleep, you're pressing on a nerve, so just back out and come back to a previous motion, okay? And for the last one, if we really want some more, we can take our hand up in the air, stack it over our shoulder, and if this is okay, take the hand and put it behind our lower back and then pull the elbow down towards the floor. This is the most stretch for that shoulder. And again, I don't recommend it if the shoulder is already getting enough stretch in the previous versions. Couple of breaths here. Noticing how the shoulder feels, noticing how the chest feels. Pec minor usually gets pretty tight. Inhale the hand all the way up. And exhale it down in front if we have done so. If we have our foot in front of the knee or behind the knee, all we're doing is allowing the feet to come back together, but we still have our hand to help guide us. So once the hand is firmly in front of the shoulder, we can use it as the brake as we roll very slowly out of this beautiful stretch for the shoulder and come back onto our bellies. We're going to move these hands out. We're going to turn our head in the other direction. Just relax here for a moment. Making sure that your shoulder and your hand are in one line on the side that's going to be stretched. Taking your back hand, placing it at your shoulder. Walking your fingertips out as you push into the hand at the shoulder and walking out so that you get the stretch on the shoulder and the pecs. Head can be gently placed down, and we can stay right here. Couple of breaths here just to let the body get used to this stretch. Then if we want to, we can start to slide our feet, our top foot along our leg so that we can place it down in front of the knee. And then allowing a little bit of push into that foot to give you a little bit more of a twist in the shoulder. A stretch through the pecs. Nice deep breaths here. Again, no pain, and you should not feel the tingles. If you feel the tingles, then you can just roll out of it. Very, making sure that we're very safe about all of our movements. You're pressing into the hand, and if you want to, you can lift that toe that was in front of the knee and place it behind. Again, it's going to give you a deeper stretch. Bring it back anytime it's too much. And for anyone who feels that the stretch can be done bringing the hand all the way up, turning the hand back and placing it behind where the arch of the back is, and rolling the shoulder, the top shoulder, back as you pull the elbow in the air down towards the floor. Wherever you are in this one, just some nice deep breaths. Remember, in through the nose, out through the nose.
Oh,
Nice and calm.
you are ready? Yeah.
Take the hand all the way back up. Place it down by the shoulder. Sliding the feet together.
using your hand by the shoulder as the brake as you slowly roll back onto the belly.
Oh, okay.
Bringing the hands both underneath the shoulder, resetting yourself up. Go ahead and tuck the toes, and when you're ready, slowly press back into child's pose. Walking yourself onto your mat, coming into our final Shavasana pose, that we get to lengthen out that back. So go ahead and lie on the back, holding on to the knees. Maybe we rock and roll a few times, maybe we just lie back. And then finding ourselves with our feet hip distance apart, our hands down by our sides, palms up or down. Roll the shoulders away from the ears by pulling the hands towards your feet. Knees can touch and feet walk away. Or to come into our full Shavasana, lengthen one leg out, lengthen the other leg out, and allow the spine to relax completely against the ground. Letting the feet give a little toe wiggle if we need to, and maybe a little roll of the ankle if we have any energy left in those feet. And then just let them fall to the side. Allowing ourselves to take a nice deep breath in through the nose. Exhale. Do that one more time. Inhale deeply, as much air as you can get into the lungs. Slowly release it. Bring your awareness up into the jaw, where you can just gently shake the head side to side, finding a spot where the head wants to relax naturally. Let the jaw start to part, the tongue be heavy in the mouth, the eyes might close, the creases around the eyes start to soften. The brows start to release any of the little lines between them. And we relax our forehead. Just allowing ourselves to see if we can find maybe 5% more relaxation as we just let our bodies start to melt down onto the ground. No longer needing any muscles to be working because the ground is fully supporting us. Taking the next 60 seconds to do either following your breath or just do a little body scan to just become reacquainted to our body now that we've done so much stretching and work for the muscles in the class today.
Not good enough, huh?
Of course, if you want to stay in Shavasana a little longer, always the option to do so. But if we want to bend the elbows and start to release the wrists by giving them a circle in one direction and a circle in the other, then we can reach one hand above our head, followed by the other one, interlace the fingers, press your hands away from your body, point your toes, arch your back, nice big inhale, big stretch like you've just woken up from a wonderful sleep, and then release it back down. Float one hand down by your side, followed by the other.
One foot slides towards the body, so follows the other one. Bringing one knee up into the chest, followed by the other one, holding on to the knees with the hands. Doing little circles here around so that the lower back gets a little bit of love before we move on, and then we can draw the circles in the other direction. Then we can just gently rock side to side, deciding which side we want to lie on, so let those knees stack. Use the bottom hand as your pillow. Top hand floats in front, just in front of the belly button. And again, just noticing how we feel, noticing how our shoulders feel, possibly our quads, we did a lot of work there, and our backs. When you're ready to go ahead and sit up, press into the hand in front of the belly button. Walk yourselves up so we don't use our back muscles. Crossing our legs back to our seated position. Shoulders up, back, and down. Eyes open or close. Inhale all the way up. Exhale through heart center, chin to chest. Let's do that one more time. A nice big inhale all the way up. Exhale, chin to chest, letting those hands just come into the lap, bringing the head back to neutral. When we're ready, opening our eyes. So thank you again for a wonderfully challenging practice. I hope we had fun, maybe doing the Birds of Paradise again. If this recorded properly, I'll put this one onto the website, so if you want to practice it again. And then other than that, I will try and schedule one more because I think the gyms are opening back on the Monday. I'll see if I can do another one, and if not, I will send everyone a note saying that we'll just wait until the gyms open back up again. Okay? So hopefully, all right. So hopefully everyone had a good workout, and I will see you all hopefully soon. And if not, I'll be in touch. Okay? So have a good day, everyone. Bye.
That's fabulous. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.